Welcome back to Flippin' Fanatics. It's Sunday morning. We had a pretty good weekend. A lot of sales, a lot of sales. Haven't been on for a little bit. Let me get my garage open. Show you a little buy I did. Some Dungeons and Dragons dice. They're actually pretty old, but let me show you here. See if I can flip this camera around. Right here. So a lot of them, the Armory from like the 80s. It says 83. You know what's the best part about this is it's a little tiny box and there's like 40 items in it. So it doesn't take up much storage unit or storage to store these. But putting these on eBay, I'll probably list these, each tube. It's got a collection, but it doesn't look like most of them don't have all the same color and the tubes. But the whole set's there. And then I think there are 17. There's 17. This one has the same whole color collection. I think all the tubes. That one has the same color collection too. There's more tubes in there. That brown one has this whole. I believe there was 17 of the ones that are carded. And then there was 14 of the tubes. Got a pretty good deal on them. Not perfect. But the guy brought them to me. So I didn't even have to drive anywhere or do anything. So that's kind of cool. And then that's the best part. I mean, I didn't have to go anywhere. I didn't have to do anything. Let me grab my iPad here. I've got, let's see, I think I got 21 for the weekend, which isn't too bad here. I'll tell you here in just 1 second here. Gotta get my eBay up here. Yeah, 21 items sold. Some of them were duplicates. I pulled a couple last night. Yeah, so I'm gonna start pulling orders. Once I get them all pulled, I'll come back on here. I'll show you guys the stack of orders I've got and kind of go through the process of what I do. But we'll get going here. Thanks, guys. See you in a bit. All right, we're back. I pulled the orders, getting ready to box them all up, ship them. This is my little cubby I have in my garage. My wife still parks in her car in the garage, so I got a 3-car garage, but luckily I have a family ranch that has a shop, and we got a bunch of stuff in there too. But here's my little shipping station. Let me show you here. So those are the orders I've got. Now I've just got to box them up. My shelves over here, those are all my boxes. And then I work at a place where we get boxes too. So it's kind of good because I've got a bunch of boxes. I normally break them down and I put the oddball size ones down there at the bottom. But let's get to boxing these all back up. And once I get done with that, I'll be back on. I'll show you the final product. All right. See you in a bit. All right, we're back. Got this done shipping. There ended up being 22 of them because they sold a couple when I was packaging. So here's what we got going out tomorrow. I don't know, there might be more sold today, so we'll see. We live in a subdivision. I don't ever leave packages out on my porch. Me and my wife both work full time, and there's no way I'm going to leave these for the porch pirates. So every day my wife's got to go to the post office because where I work, I just don't got time and I can't get there. So it's a lot for her because some of these packages are heavy. There's 2 of them in here that are like 13, 14 pounds. So, but yeah, so this is the weekend haul. There may be some more at the end of the day. Now it's time to start listing some stuff. Like I said, I work full time, so my Sundays are usually where I do the bulk of my listings. So I list during the week too, but not as much. But yep. So you guys have a happy Sunday. The weather here is winds blowing 100 miles an hour, and it's trying to rain, trying not to rain. So, all right. You guys have a great weekend. Thanks. Bye.